Hello and welcome to the final prompt. It's prompt number 500. No, I'm just joking. Welcome to prompt 125. Let's see what we have. Okay, we have 4. I'm scared. Wooden shield sounds cool. Laughing, okay. Desk, not bad. And jump rope. All right, not the craziest combination. I'm kind of excited for this one, so let's get into it. So as usual, before I got into any actual idea brainstorming and trying to come up with something creative, I wanted to sketch out each individual prompt as is, as I do, just to get a feel for each object, just to put things down on paper. Even something as simple as drawing each prompt individually can trigger some sort of creativity. So I sketched 3 wooden shields, a simple figure of someone laughing, a jump rope, which is basically a noodle with oh, that would have been fun. Spaghetti with handles or something. Anyways, another time. And 3 desks, 2 of which are basically identical. So a wooden shield honestly just makes me think of The Legend of Zelda right away, so I immediately thought of Link sitting at a desk job. Well, this isn't supposed to be Link that I drew, it's just supposed to be a generic tunic-wearing dork. I don't know. So they're sitting at their desk, there's a jump rope for sale on their computer, and they're laughing at it? Question mark? Excuse my, once again, drawing off of camera. I just can't seem to get my crap together. I started to think of an isometric cubicle, but I did draw that somewhat recently, so I really wanted to avoid it, but I thought of just this nerdy office worker with a giant wooden pencil for a sword and also a wooden shield, and they are fighting something, a computer virus, I don't know. So I was actually really sold on this dorky little guy, and that's what I wanted to go with. But when it came to drawing the actual idea, and as much as I did want to recreate this RPG style scene, I guess, in a isometric room or just an office or something, it was a little too on the nose. That doesn't even make any sense. It was just kind of like a typical, here's an RPG thing. I think that is cute for an illustration, but for whatever reason, I just wasn't feeling that at the time. So I will just have to pocket that idea for another time. Eventually, I will do an RPG scene, but for now, I wasn't feeling it. This time, I just really wanted to make a desk out of wood. I couldn't stop thinking about if someone just had a desk in the middle of a forest. Why? I don't know. I just thought it would be silly and kind of random to draw, so that's really what I wanted to draw, and once I thought of it, I just couldn't get it out of my head. Just imagine. Well, you don't have to imagine it because I'm drawing it, but just think. A stump for a seat, and then there's a desk growing out of the ground? Or at least I guess it could be a desk that was also a stump that was carved into a desk, but like, why does anyone have a wooden desk that's a stump in the middle of a forest? Like, what is happening here? Not to mention, I also thought it would be so funny to have a computer that was also wood and it was coming out of the desk, so everything is carved into one piece. And because this computer is made out of wood and it's not actually digital or technical, electronic, it can't actually change its screen. It has no display, it has nothing. In fact, I didn't even put a keyboard or a mouse or anything else on the desk. It's just this plain wooden desk with a computer screen coming out of it. And somehow the computer screen is able to change. I don't know, maybe it's magic. I mean, in a world where people have swords and shields and, okay, I just realized that we used to have swords and shields. In a world where there's swords and shields, but also technology with magic and I don't know. What am I saying? Anyways, I think I was just really sold on that dork that I drew in the sketchbook because I just really liked his pose. I thought he was just kind of silly and simple and cute. He's a string bean dork. I really liked the idea of a wooden pencil sword shield thing. I think the saddest thing about this illustration, and honestly, if this is the saddest thing, that's pretty good. I drew his hand covering up where the eraser of the pencil is, so in the end it just kind of looks like a spear. If you don't really look hard and think, oh, this is a pencil, because I did cover up the details of the metal on the pencil and the eraser. It just kind of looks like it ends as a piece of wood and not a pencil. I think if you're going to get a pencil out of a piece of wood, having a tip is fine and all, but it just kind of looks like a spear. You need those eraser and metal thing wrapping to create a pencil look. So that kind of was unfortunate, but like I said, if that's the worst thing about this illustration, then I think I'm doing pretty good. Overall, the colors on this piece were nice and earthy, and I really enjoyed that. What can I say? We have a nice brown. Our green is a Dookie Sap brown green. Even the sky color isn't just a blue, it's got some green mixed in, and I just love that. It makes it look more mysterious and more woodsy-like. A bright blue sky is great and all for a happy scene, but since we're in the forest and who knows what is going to pop up behind this guy, I think it's nice to have this green, weird, mysterious glow about the scene. Aside from that, the color palette is actually really limited. His pants aren't straight black. They're actually really similar of a like dark blue black color that I did use for the background and for the trees. The trees are a very simple background. I just wanted to keep this one simple and focus on that dorky guy standing on the desk. I love him. Is this what you guys expected when you asked me to draw more male characters? I either go ridiculously buff and just ridiculous looking, just the biggest, buffest, beefiest dude in the most comical way possible, or I go super old, wrinkly man because for whatever reason I'm obsessed with wrinkly old dudes that are like 100 years old and near death. Or a nerdy string bean. I can't just have like a regular dude. One day I will draw a regular dude, but today is not that day. Oh, I just remembered. I guess I did add some extra color later on. We have a mug sitting on the desk, which I colored red, and also his socks are red and white stripes, and I guess that also ties in with his mouth. I think it's really cute to have a very simple office look. You're going into the office, you have your black pants, your white shirt, your black tie. But did you see my colorful and silly striped socks peeking out from my pant leg? That would definitely be me if I worked in an office. I would have a very basic, professional look. But then this one secret item you might get a glimpse of that's fun. All right, we have our desk, obviously growing out of the ground. Our wooden shield on his back. He might not look like he's laughing, but he's having a jolly good time pretending like he's fighting off some goblins. And our jump rope is on the computer. He was looking at jump ropes because what else are you going to do in the middle of the woods? Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know this guy's life. Maybe he was actually shopping for jump ropes for his kid back home. Maybe it's his kid's birthday and he forgot to buy a present, so he's looking at forestmart.com to find his kid a present that is in stock in store so that on the way home he can get a present for his kid and not be the worst father of the year. I mean, look at him. He's pretty young. He's not an old guy. He's still getting used to this fatherhood life 8 years in. He's a busy guy, okay? He works overtime. Cut him some slack. And hey, why not? Let's have a poll. Here's a poll. Do you think he is online shopping for his kid's birthday for a jump rope? Or is this just a very strange pop-up ad, very specific for jump ropes? All right, there it is. Prompt number 125. It's simple, it's silly, and I like it. Okay, I'll see you in the end card to see what you guys created for last week's prompts. They were weird. Last week's prompts were What's Under Your Bed, Dolphin, and Hieroglyph. Our first featured artist is Bang Booze Brombeer. Why do I choose these names? Who painted this secret agent dolphin coming out from this secret lair from underneath the bed. I just think it's so silly. Look at those curvy metal things. It just seems so comical. And the dolphin wearing a suit and sunglasses. I love him. And next up we have Mike Arts. who created this very beautiful, simple scene. The colors on this are just fabulous. We have our blues from the water complementing the rest of the room, which is very yellow-orange. It's a very simple scene, but it's just so cute thinking of this kid sitting in this room looking at this underwater scene. Is he actually underwater? Is it just an aquarium in their giant house? What's going on here? I love it, but I want to know this kid's story. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining in. I cannot wait to see what you do with these 4 crazy prompts, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!